Alright, make a motion to open the meeting at 8:15. Mike, the floor is yours.
You're still practicing. We're getting a lot of pipes put in, fixing roads. About it. Doing a lot of bridge work though too. Painting around bridges. We put some riprap in places where they wanted stuff done. Try to get some of that stuff.
You got an update on the truck? Did you hear any more back? The one that's at Rose?
They were supposed to get started on it, so.
Okay. You'll have it, so it's set up for winter, you think?
Should be. I got the hitch the other day, so if we can get it, we'll get it on.
Okay. And then we got, I know you haven't been out doing, roads, getting miles and stuff. Do you have a game plan set up with the operators to start on the ditches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We went out and looked at somewhere they chopped solids, but I didn't see nothing. They don't have their stuff on the state road, so.
Okay. All right.
There might be a firm here or there, but.
There's a lot of berms. Does the thrower work for that, or?
It does, but you gotta watch it on blacktop, so. Mess the road up real quick.
That would be nice and simple if that would work, just as if you're done.
Mm-hmm. We was looking at 600 past 4 north. It's bad. I mean, we gotta get the water off that road.
Yep, I agree.
DNC. They all the time, so.
Will all 4 graders, when you guys can go,
Oh, yeah.
we'll have all of them running.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Thanks for the stone on Silverleaf. That'll make several people happy.
Sure. We're trying to get some in Gilboa now, covered the stone. I did reach out to the municipal bid. He's supposed to get ahold of me this week, so
Good.
find out all the details.
All right.
I was paying him a percentage, but.
I talked to Jason yesterday too about getting with you on that truck he's got out there. Needs to go tie that in with it and
Sure.
ship it. Oh. Okay. You got anything, Sean?
Yeah. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Oh, did they get a chance to come up here and wash this down?
Yeah,
Okay.
it did. It still looks dirty, but
Yeah.
I got all the mud.
All the big stuff off.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Emily, do you have anybody coming?
Yeah, I do have someone from our engineering team that was coming.
Okay, we'll wait a few minutes till they get here then. Beth, what do you got for us to sign? Make a motion to accept pay at once.
Second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minute.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
So Michelle had asked if we had an ordinance basically stating that you guys as commissioners have the authority to execute, sign, or enter into contracts or agreements. She needs it for her upcoming community crossings grant that she is going to apply for. I looked, I couldn't find anything, so I had Avery draw up just kind of a simple ordinance stating that you guys have the authority at your capacity as the governing body to sign. If you want to look it over and approve it.
Do you have an ordinance number for this?
Yeah, it'll just be today's date. I just need a motion.
Just let him read it first.
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I have the abundance of claims that are over the $1,000 threshold that I would like to go over with you guys to make sure, cause some of them didn't know about, so I just wanna make sure. The plumbing repairs in the jail,
What was the total on that?
2,080.
Yeah,
Was that the one that you had asked about?
we had to call in a different contractor because the previous one.
No, that's not the Aaron Fisher one.
No.
And this one is a battery, auto pulse battery.
Yeah, that's coming.
Is that the ones for
That's the ones that they were, when they got the auto pulses for the ambulances, they didn't tell them what the end date was of the battery and it wasn't marked on them. And then they started having issues with them and they got with the company. Well, that rep was gone that sold them to them. So none of that information was carried on. Should be like,
So 6,700.
yeah, he's got the money to cover that. We have to have them.
A repeater and antenna system,
Yeah, that was okay a long time ago.
and then a scraper for the highway, for the rubber roller. Spring assembly and lower pad and bearings, it's like $6,200.
For one of the trucks.
Yeah, it looks like truck number 7
Yeah.
or 4, one of the two. And they bought rims for 2 of the trucks, 4,700 a piece.
They had to replace them, they're cracking out.
And then, I don't know, the asphalt roller, I feel like we might have talked about that, but 2025 asphalt roller.
The new one?
Yeah.
That was approved by the previous commission.
And
Can
then,
we not approve? Send it back.
Can, it just got delivered, I don't know how that would go, but. Yeah.
And
No,
then-
no.
Yeah.
tractor tires.
Yeah.
This, I just need Phil to sign, it's just basically, it's for the, our prescription insurance, just giving authorization to transfer information since we're switching health insurance companies.
Most of that stuff he went through that was Mike's, that's out of his maintenance budget for.
Right, I just, because it's over the amount.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah. All of it was stuff they had to have to keep the equipment going. seeded. Get it all fluffed out, so.
Do we have straw we can put on it?
We can get straw. I know a guy.
Yeah.
You know a guy?
I'm just gonna call Jared.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna call.
Did you say Jared?
Yeah. That's our guy.
So I get
He
my
always
straw.
has straw.
He's the straw guy.
He is. So, yeah. At some point, I need to talk to Brian again, but I guess when they done the whole new roof on this place and the gutters, there's a liner that's supposed to go in them.
In the gutters.
Yeah, but I need to get a hold of the contractor and see if we can get that done before winter. Problem is that lift, we're not gonna be able to pull up in this, where we dug all that up.
Gutters yet?
Hmm?
Have they done the
We
gutters?
got all that's done, and this is a liner goes in them that saves them, that keeps longevity of them.
Well, that lift will get it from the road.
It should over on this corner without any problem, but. So, I'll probably get a hold of them next week, or maybe even this week, see what their schedule is. Then we can be done with that lift. Yeah, we're ready whenever you guys are.
How about it?
Bring another chair up. How are you this morning?
I'm good, how are you all?
Good.
Here's the emails you sent me. Alright, so. Perfect. For reference.
For reference, I know, I thought, I was like, oh man, I made one copy, we'll have to share. Okay. So we are here today to walk you through your first pay application approval for the Oxford Water Project. So Rob and I met with Beth and Tina Porter, the Oxford Clerk Treasurer. Was that a week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks maybe?
2 weeks ago, to kind of discuss, since we understand that the loan from the county that's currently with the town is being transferred back to the county, and that will be utilized as a revolving loan fund to kind of help them with the EDA reimbursement process. And are we correct in understanding that?
Did she make that payment yet?
Yes, not yet.
No.
She sent me an email last night saying that she got it approved by the
Okay.
town council and she would be dropping it off today.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect.
Her big check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I know, yes.
We told her she needed to bring a big cardboard check and make a nice presentation.
Perfect.
So the EDA portion is a reimbursement grant. So the SRF portion, and you're gonna see, I don't know, I think, it was like, John, you've got a copy of the email. Phil, do you, or Sean, do you wanna see
Yeah,
kind of what
let's
I'm
see.
gonna be kind of talking about? And I can pull it up on my phone. So the SRF portion is paid directly by SRF. So that is a direct payment to the contractor. That is through the town authorizes that payment, that goes directly to them from SRF. The EDA portion, so basically these pay applications are gonna be approved by the town at their first council meeting. And so that's the first Monday of the month. And then it's going to, in order to make it through like the claims process to hit your claim docket and everything, it's gonna be presented at your second meeting, so the third Tuesday. So that way we can get all of our documentation, I can get the email sent to Beth, she can get everything set up. But the EDA portion, we have to pay up front and then get reimbursed. So we submit those reimbursement requests monthly to EDA, but we have to show that that has been paid in full before we can, so that that portion on that pay application can be paid. We have to show copies of checks and everything. So you guys are gonna be paying for for the EDA portion out of that revolving loan fund. And you're gonna be able to track that on here. So this is the email that top chart is what we get from the engineering team and from their controller. So that shows us what the breakdown is, because it's a combined breakdown of the actual construction portion. And so you're gonna see the SRF amount, the EDA amount, but then there's also the retainage portions that are being paid into an escrow account that's been requested by the contractor. So essentially, for each pay application, you'll be writing 2 checks. So one to the contractor and one to an escrow account. Then we take those copies of checks and we submit those plus the SRF disbursement request. We submit all of that to EDA, and then they will submit the reimbursement to the town. We already have a process put together, which you can follow in that email, that Beth is then going to invoice the town for that money to come back to you. So that money is it's a cycle that we're just gonna work through. But we're having all of this like paper trail basically to help with audits, but also justification, just so that you guys can see how the money is coming through. Did I explain that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so each month, the contractor's gonna request to get paid. And we've gotta split that request into 2 pieces, the SRF piece that Emily described and the county/EDA piece, all right? So when the town approves it at the beginning of the month, that affords us plenty of time to get it to the county, so she can get it to you in time for your second meeting. Each request for payment will be set up so that the town and the county can sign it. That way, it's all clean and there's documentation accordingly. Payments will be issued from the county piece to the contractor in the escrow account. Emily will then immediately submit that to the EDA. The EDA will process that, reimburse the town. The town will already have the invoice from the county. The town can then issue payment back to the county.
So this would be like a rolling 30 on each one, so
So
the EDA
the
money is gonna
first-
come back in.
Yes, so in theory, yes. The first one from the EDA takes the longest, so that takes 6 to 8 weeks, because they have to go through, there's a lot of paperwork that gets submitted with the first one. And it takes a little bit longer to get reimbursed, but then every one after that, unless there's a delay from getting payouts or something from a contractor or something, it should be on a cycle then. The first one and the last one take the longest, because there's a lot more checks from the federal side that have to go into
And
things.
there's no way to send that check direct to us, it has to go through the town first?
It has to go through the town first. We are exploring that with EDA, to see if it can, if it's even an option. I haven't heard back yet from my project manager. She was checking with legal counsel, and the regional director to see if that was even an option. Because we're not sure what that's gonna entail. We've never had to change a lead applicant or a lead recipient before. So this is kind of uncharted territory. But we have done this process with the invoicing and things like that beforehand, and it works very well. But no, I understand it's easier. That's the best scenario.
We're pushing to try to make that happen.
Yes, so we just are kind of waiting on that response right now.
What's total dollars we're looking at for the entire project that will be?
So the EDA, the total is $1,520,213.50. That's the total EDA portion. Now, that's construction. Our costs are additionally EDA. So our contract is 40,000 total. So it's 20,000 EDA, 20,000 match.
But, so basically, once we get through the first 6, 8 weeks process of rolling that money, we're pretty much just gonna be working off the same money all the time,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Other than,
That's the
other than
intent.
the first one.
Yes, that first one is gonna take a little bit of a hit, but once we get that, it's just gonna keep.
So what's the timeline for the total from start to finish?
So the project is set to be complete June of 2026.
I think we'll be well ahead of that.
Yeah, and we're
Based on
already,
how things are going, cause most of the water mains already in.
So then, okay, so a year
yeah,
from now is when this should be all done.
That's their contractual completion date.
Is there
right.
anything in there for interest?
I don't, on interest on the escrow or interest
If
on,
it's
I
coming
think
from
your
the county.
original agreement had 0 interest identified.
right,
Yeah, well, the way the original was set up was totally different than what we're doing now. I think that was just they're in a pickle with everything that was happening just to help them out, to keep everything moving forward.
That's just, that's a lot of money. That's,
No, we
$2,500 a month. If you look at the whole amount. Well, no, that was on that. You said the total is 1.5,
yeah.
and
So it's gonna be larger on that, you're gonna actually see, Phil,
60
that
grand.
total has, that has some EDA ineligible funds on that too. So the total project has a few different programs running on it too, so. The total project that we submitted to EDA was 3.4, with 1.5 match, 1.5 EDA, so.
so what is the total amount that the county could be floating?
I mean, right now,
We're just working off that.
we're just working off of,
We're trying to make it work each month within that original amount that you're getting.
Right.
reimbursed on.
Which was 600 and
yeah, and we're trying,
Whatever that paper said.
635,
Yes.
623.
623,
That-
staying within that.
That is gonna be recycled after this first one each month, so that's the amount that we have to work within to pay the contractor out of the EDA money. It's not, there is no intent to go above and beyond that.
right,
We'll stay inside those.
And we can control how we authorize payments to
Right.
the contractor each month on our end.
yeah, we're watching it very closely to make sure that we know that we're gonna have enough funds to cover that portion, but also because we don't want to exceed and do. So we are working very diligently as a team to make sure that we are staying within those parameters.
Do we need to have a limit just in writing, just so if somebody screws up and then all of a sudden it becomes our problem of having to float more, or?
I don't see that being a problem.
yeah.
If we wanna craft something up that's tied to that 600 number.
Wasn't Judd drawn, didn't you say the town was having Judd?
I
draw
believe
something up?
Judd was drafting the new loan terms.
Yeah, Tina said when we met, that
Right.
she hadn't heard anything or gotten anything yet from him,
Okay.
so I don't.
Well, I guess my thing on that, if he's drafting it up, then, which Avery's here too, just have them in what he's drafting up with what they know, the original 623, and just basically cap that, say there's
Not to exceed.
not to exceed that cap, and that way we're just rolling off the same amount of money
Yeah.
that we've already been rolling on for, what, a year or two? So, that way both parties are we're protected on that side of it.
Absolutely.
Do you wanna follow up with Tina? or-
Yeah, I'm gonna stop in and see her today on the way to the Congress
If we
meeting.
need to ping Judd, let me know.
Yeah, I said I don't have any
So the
issue.
check she's gonna be giving us, is it 473 or 540? Because the number 540 keeps getting thrown around.
The 540, so the check that she will be sending back to you, is the 473,106. That's what the EDA reimbursement is.
And then that leaves the rest of it still hanging there then,
Yes,
of the original,
of the original, correct.
which is being used for is it already being used? Or they just haven't,
We haven't tapped into
We
that
haven't
yet.
tapped into that yet.
so it's just sitting there?
It's just sitting there. Once this comes back, it should bring you back up to that 600 number.
Okay,
And that's the amount moving forward that they'll work off of.
Right, right. and we have, like, I prepped this email that goes out to both, Beth and Tina, and if you guys, would it be easier for me to include them on it, or would you like to be included on the email right off the get-go, so you're gonna be able to see numbers coming to you?
I mean,
Or-
I forwarded it to him.
She
Okay.
forwards, she
Okay.
watches all that stuff, and any red flags pop up, she gets a hold of us immediately,
Okay.
so.
But I know, like, obviously, we have our own project ledgers, I have a federal ledger that we keep. Rob and Riley, the engineering team, does a fabulous job tracking, the weekly and monthly expenses, that are out on the job, which you can see that on the pay application. So lots of moving pieces, but we're definitely doing our best to keep everything in accordance and moving forward.
Yeah, as long as she's getting it, so she can store
Absolutely.
it and has it for,
Yep.
if there's any problem, then we can go back and reference it.
Yep. So basically today, then we just need you to approve that pay application too, for Atlas, because that is going to basically authorize us to keep moving forward with
So
this
the
payment
307,
reimbursement.
983,
It's going to be, the 349, 405, 35, so basically the 367, 795, 10 is what you are authorizing.
Oh, retainage.
Yeah, because it's gonna be the
$18,000 in retainage.
18,000 retainage and the 349 actual payment to contractor.
How long can they hold the retainage, and who's holding that?
The retainage is held at Centier Bank, and it is held until the project is complete and we have authorization from all funding sources
For
to,
Atlas or for,
that is for
Yes,
Atlas.
It's for Atlas to make
Correct.
sure that the job we hold 5% of the total contract to make sure everything is done and buttoned up and restoration. And the way the escrow account is set up, Atlas just can't go pull money out of it. It has to be authorized, even though the account's in their name, it has to be authorized by the town and you guys when we get to the end of the job and they request either a partial release of retainage or final release of retainage. We will come to you and say, we're done, and they have done it to our satisfaction and work's complete. The town will have already said, okay, we agree with it, we'll come to you guys. You'll have the opportunity to ask any questions to make sure everything is done, and then you will authorize that final release out of that account.
a hypothetical question, in the event that something happens during the course of this project and the town and the contractor have a falling out, and this turns into something that ends up in court, where does that leave us?
Well, we have, they provide a performance and payment bond. So if it ever got to that point, the bonding company gets put on notice to come in and complete the job. So you're not, at that point, worst case scenario, if it got to that point, we're not authorizing any payments anyway. So we're just kind of in limbo until they get it figured out.
The only reason I ask that is we're here to protect the county's money, and I don't wanna get tied into a lawsuit or.
The contract is between the contractor and the town. So you guys are just a funding agency at this point, no different than a USDA or an SRF.
Okay.
And there's nothing in the construction contract that ties it to the funding agency.
Okay.
When these things come through each month, are you interested in us throwing together I can provide Emily with just some project updates where we're at schedule-wise when she sends the email out? Is that something that you'd be interested in?
And you're welcome, the project meeting is right after this at 10 o'clock today, if you would like to come and join, you are welcome to attend.
So we will have an end date of paid in full.
So we have a end date of when when construction is set to be completed. EDA with the job has to be 100% complete. They do hold the final 10% until the project is completed.
You go through the punch list.
To go
and
through
all that.
punch lists and everything like that, and then, once everything has cleared, we have met everything, that's why I said the first one and the last two are the ones that take the longest to get that reimbursement back. because we do have to go through a lot of those final submittals and sign-offs and everything and make sure that everything's taken care of, and then we will issue that final request, so.
Okay. I like it. I'd just like to see that check come to us instead of the town.
Okay, I will work and push and see if we can get that to happen.
Yeah, it's just one more unnecessary step and they drag their feet anyhow, so.
That's
Okay.
why I'm concerned about an end date of,
Yeah.
we need to be paid in full.
Well, one thing that reassures me with what they're telling us and how they've got it set up with the contractor and everything, the contractor with it having an end date with the punch list and.
And there's a damages clause in their construction contract, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, doing county projects. If they're late, there's
Penalties.
$2,500 day penalty.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can just sabotage their equipment so they're late.
We want to get it out of town as soon as possible.
Hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
see that light up there?
That don't scare
We
me.
always do that in the other, talk about that in the other.
I'm not afraid.
And we have somebody on site full-time, watching them, making sure everything's done according to spec.
I think those guys do a good job.
Yeah.
They're somewhat local.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Make a motion for the first EDA payment of $367,795.10.
I'll second that.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. We'll get this party started.
Okay, and there should be a signature page with that. If
In
not,
that
I brought
email?
mine.
Is it separate from the rest of it?
Well, it'll be the
It
first
should
page
have
of
been.
that printout.
And you're gonna sign right below, Tina Kaufman's signature
On the bottom,
on,
right?
yep, right there. Yeah, and if, at any time you guys wanna come see the project, or we have, progress meetings on the third Tuesday at 10 o'clock, out at the project site at Romley Park. So you're welcome to join those. They go over the project. And yeah, and if you have any questions or concerns, you reach out to Rob or myself. We're happy.
Will you send her a
I
copy?
absolutely will. She will get a full copy of the entire packet,
Okay.
so. Yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or anything. That's what we're here for.
Does
Very
it
good.
say in that email, I don't remember, who to make the check to?
Yes, it does, and it also had the escrow account information was attached to that email, so it tells you exactly who to send it to.
Okay.
And had all of that information in it.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Well, we're here to help. I mean, the
the,
county and the towns and the citizens. I mean, that's what.
I'll be the first to admit, the towns had their issues, with their officials over there, but the clerk that they have in place now, she's pretty sharp.
Yeah, their new board and their new clerk, they're getting things straightened out. They had a lot to get
That's
through.
what I was concerned with, what I was saying, last clerk, bills didn't get paid, so.
Yeah, no, I don't see
The
that.
story I heard
as-
is they didn't pay the bill to town hall for the electric and
Yeah,
Yeah. That's-
but the new clerk, she's
Yeah.
very much
she's
involved and on top of things.
very on top of things. I know I talk to her at least once a week. I know she reaches out to you guys frequently, so she's very involved and very on top of things, so.
Okay, very good.
All right, well, thank you for your time
Yes.
today.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate all your help.
Yep. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Where's Sam? There's Sam.
She's here somewhere.
Hi.
I have an application from Clayton BZA for Steve Cox rain wind setbacks. And they approved it. It's just,
It's a good thing they approved it, cause it's already built.
Yeah.
I figured it.
Oh my God.
You guys are all good with this? this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the setbacks for the new grain bin in Templeton for Steve Cox.
Second that.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Alright.
That it?
That's it.
That's easy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
See you in a little bit.
Okay.
Sherry delivered the check.
Good.
She said Oxford just brought you that check.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else on our list for Avery? We've been working on, you've been working with Kathy, or?
Yeah, Kathy, and then I got a email from Letitia regarding.
Yep, yep.
Got the app downloaded. I checked, my name wasn't on it.
What do you think?
Pretty sharp. That'll be handy.
Yeah, 27,000 hits on it already. I don't have a lot. I'm not asking for anything. You want me to knock it out?
I'm game.
Get out of here. Just a couple quick updates on the jail. Talked to John Pudrow, he's gonna provide us some yellow paint. We're gonna paint that curb right out there by that new entrance on the driveway, because people keep parking sideways across there and blocking it. They're just not used to it yet, so, he's cool with that. I'm ready to put the hoses out, water the grass whenever they get that set down, so we're prepared for that. I got the inmates, they're gonna start scraping and repainting the block on the inside, where the water was popping the paint off, so we're gonna get that knocked out going into the end of the year here. Stanley Steamer is gonna come out and give us a quote on cleaning the women's pod on that, those pictures I sent you guys on the, all the black stuff and back in that ductwork back there, so when I get that, I'll bring that to you. Commission Sheriff's staff is a huge hit. People have been lighting that thing up like crazy. I can actually see everything that they're clicking on, so one of the things that I'm most proud of is there's a lot of people clicking on the opioid resources, so that's a good thing. And then, working on, with Kathy downstairs, working on what I'm calling my fall property cleanup. 2 in Templeton, one which you're aware of, and 250 North. We went out there and arrested a couple more out there. So I'm talking to her about at what point do we actually like permanently demo that. So that brings me, the only question I have for you guys is, I don't know how that works. But let's just say, for example, we go out there and knock that crappy barn down that they keep going in there and smoking meth in. Is that something that the county does and they put a lien against property, or how does that even work?
That's a question for
I have
Avery.
no idea.
Yeah.
So they're ordinance violations, right? So it's weeds and grass and junk vehicles and tires and the whole 9 yards. I got 2 properties in Templeton, one on 250 North, and the health department has actually gone into one too big north, we put signs up and do not enter, and we've arrested people out
And
there.
there's structures.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So does she not live there, the mother anymore?
She lives there, but it's all the outbuildings and those old trailers out there behind it, and at some point, until we get rid of those or flatten them or do something with them, people are just keep coming back. So the question becomes then, cause she's gonna look at me at some point and go, okay, I've done everything I can do, the next step is to like demo,
It needs to go through upstairs, I believe.
okay.
Yeah, there's an unsafe.
Well, there's
statute.
a court process coming, but once that's done, and that's my part, right? So I've got the reports written, I've got pictures, I've got the whole 9 yards, so
Yeah.
you guys will come in, right? So
Yeah,
I
and
will,
probably a different matter, Kathy's already sent me, like, basically the whole file of all the pictures and stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
so I've got the one in Templeton, I've got documents back from like 1991, where they started on that thing.
Okay.
So it's a matter of getting in and get a court order to do something to the property, but once that court order says, okay, you can demo that building or that barn, or knock those trailers down and dig a hole, whatever. Is that where we go to come to you and say, okay, we have court order to demo these 5 things? And then you put a lien on the property after the county highway demos it, or how does that work?
I'd have to consult the statute, I don't know off the
Okay.
top of my head, but that's something that I can be looking at, cause it's probably gonna be the same process, the
Okay.
project Kathy sent me. So
Okay.
kind of the research would be 2 birds, 1 stone, it seems like,
Okay,
so, yeah.
perfect. That was my question I had. I just want to do it right.
Yeah, we'll come to that determination once we're at that point as far as who does it and how it's done.
Right.
Just because of what's going on out there.
Yep, just, put it on your radar.
Okay.
So what happened to Templeton when you talked to those folks down there?
They haven't done anything to it. Same thing,
I'm aware.
same thing on the Gulf property that, they.
That's worse.
Yeah, it got worse, right? So she was gonna go over there and start pulling stuff out, so I'm gonna cite her, and send her into court. And just get the party started and get it done. Cause the nuisance has just gotten worse, it's not gotten any better. So, those are the 3 that we're working on for fall.
Good.
That's it?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Stay
Hey,
safe.
thank you guys.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Take care.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, heavy area. He was on the phone with J and K. We had tower problems last night.
I could tell. Kenny's pager and radio and phone went off about 10,000 times.
Yeah,
It's fun, isn't it?
lightning.
It was funny, the first time it went off, he jumped up and he was like, hang on, talking to somebody, I'm like, I just feel like it's not gonna be an actual call.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going off at, I don't know, was it 8:30 they tested again?
Did anybody call in for Earl Park saying it came through fine? I noticed like Ballard.
Yeah, there was a text. Troy was on the group text.
Well, I know, but I mean on the actual radio, until dispatch it came through.
I didn't have my radio on, so I don't know.
At least it wasn't all night long.
It was still about, what, 7 or 8?
Probably 8 or 8:30 when they did the last one.
That's easy, it's the 3 o'clock ones that really hurt.
Yeah. Set you
I'm
straight
usually the
up out
one
of
that
bed.
first that wakes up to it. And I start kicking Kenny.
I know years ago, the highway department tore a property down in Robb, but things like this out here, I'm not sure, our guys involved in that.
Not on the meth side.
No. That'd be a contractor and law enforcement sitting out there with them.
So the mother is out there.
She's still there, I don't know about the
Does she
grandkids.
know?
Is it grandkids that are doing it or son? And is that Ainstead?
Yeah, it's the daughter-in-law. Come on up.
You're good, Jason.
Come on up, bud.
some radio problem.
Get it figured out?
I think so, depends on which clock we count. That one's late. Just a quick update on a couple things. Warren County is borrowing our Medic 5, because they burnt an ambulance up, so. Long term on that, I don't know, maybe a week, maybe longer, so when they get their other ambulance assessed for repair, they'll let us know, so. All the paperwork's been done, a memorandum of understanding and a mutual aid agreement, so. Their insurance is the same as ours, so shouldn't be anything crazy. We got one student, paramedic school, finally got enrolled and started into the first semester, so this time next year we'll gain a paramedic, which is pretty good. Staffing for EMS, we're full. Hopefully we'll keep it that way. Dispatch, we're down one. As you saw the resignation email, we're gonna start that process probably next week of trying to replace that number 7, and then with the council direction, it won't be till November that we do number 8, so. Those are the big updates. We did receive a project sponsorship from Pattern, and so, received $5,000 from them to put towards safety projects. So we'll add some PPE, probably some more cones, some odds and ends, because roadway safety seems to be our big problem here lately, so. This month is grant month, so we're putting in for the SHSP grant, which is a state homeland security program. The primary things, I need to talk to Judge Wright, but we can do some camera upgrades if you guys want to. Sheriff was supposed to get an assessment of where we need to add cameras, and then we'll probably look at redoing or replacing our servers, hopefully between us and the jail. That way it doesn't cost us anything. On that, we'll also probably put in for $150,000 the radio equipment. We can apply 2 grants per agency, so if you guys apply as one, I apply as one, we can maximize our ability to apply, so.
Really helps.
So, I think that's it, other than trying to figure our radio problems out, so. Probably something broke, it seems, so. I think that's all I've got, so I just wanted to touch base.
How about the burn ban that you sent?
That's up to you guys when you wanna rescind it, if you think we got enough.
I meant the email. I think that was from you, wasn't it?
What about it?
Is that
I
Friday
think
you're
so.
talking about, Sean?
It was probably from, was it Rave?
Oh, Rave, probably, as the Rave system sent, if you're signed up for Rave,
No,
no.
it's right here.
I got one too. I didn't look to see what it was from.
I sent a copy of the burn ban out after Friday.
This says Delaware County. You wanted to know if
Oh,
we would
yes.
adopt the same thing.
I apologize, I completely forgot about that with the radio stuff yesterday. So they have, their burn ban's really well written. I don't know what we would need to do ordinance wise.
The only thing I didn't like in part of that, and that one I was reading, does that also include like when they're tearing out tree fence rows and stuff and burning them, because it pretty much states there, all open burning is,
Right, at any time or just during the ban.
well, unless I misunderstood it, basically.
Right, at
anytime.
any time.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I mean, we can edit it, it's just, that one had the fee schedules I thought were more appropriate and.
Well, that's the one things I wanna see change in there, because I mean, in our rural community with, all the tree lines that are cleared and so on and so forth.
The biggest problem we ran into is the burn ordinance, the ban ordinance doesn't really give law enforcement
Doesn't have
or
any
fire
teeth in it.
department anything to deal with. And most generally, I don't think it's something that they wanna push a fine for, because it's somebody that doesn't know. And there are those situations, but we have had the situations where the people know and they don't care and
And
make it
light
obvious.
anyway, yeah.
They should have the option of fining them, so.
I'm fine with during the ban time, but the rest
Right.
of the time, absolutely not.
Yeah, we can remove that language. The fire chiefs, I think, are obviously for something that gives them a little bit more teeth, at least for the deputies to write an ordinance ticket. I think the biggest thing is once that's written, make sure the prosecutor follows up with it. So it's.
Does it give them the option though to put it out and be done?
Right, yeah.
I mean, 'cause I don't wanna just be issuing
No.
Right,
fines.
no, I agree.
That's at the department's discretion. I mean, your fire tree, and 9 times out of 10, if it's, you know, they didn't or whatever, they're not gonna.
Move on.
But if you have somebody blatantly knowing that we're under a burn ban and they went and lit it anyway, and we've had the ones where you put it out and they'll go back and relight it.
Right. Last year was
Those
bad.
would be the ones that
Those
I
are
would
the
say,
ones-
let's find that.
That's, in history, that's where we've had our issue.
And I think maybe there's some advantage to including the language that says that they would pay their fire department bill over the burn ban. Even if it's an accident and we end up having to have 4 or 5 fire departments, that's a lot of time, fuel that's put into it, and so, I can take out that section. And then
Yeah,
resend it.
I wanna see less government, not more.
Right, yeah, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. It's the ones that are the repeat customers.
That's what caught me, that I didn't agree with them. I'm glad you brought that up.
Last year was probably the first year that I remember that we had people that blatantly disregarded. And I think Derek had to deal with a couple people that didn't care whether there was a burn ban, so. So yeah, I can change that language and send it, and then.
Yeah, have it, rewrite it to where, basically where we're wanting that, and then have us look at it again. As long as all 3 of us agree, then we'll move forward with it.
Okay. That's fine. I forgot about that, but you can, so. I think those are all the major updates that I've got on anything. We'll see how the grant season comes out. We did get my, EMPG salary reimbursement. We did get approval for 32,000 again going into next year, so.
Okay.
So.
Good.
That's all I've got, I think, so.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
See ya.
You too.
Be back.
We close the board. We're all done with the regular one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have anything else.
I'll make a motion to close the regular meeting. So now we gotta wait, Norm.
Gotta wait.
Yes, we gotta wait till 9:30 and, Sam shows up. If there is anything on the drainage board and Norm's the only one that's on that, can we speed that up and have her come up early?
No, because it's an advertised meeting.
So how much,
We're fine.
Okay.
good? I'll make a motion to open the drainage meeting.
I'll second that.
So you found a lot of acres, which is good. I mean, at least I give you credit for that, you know.
Well, I'd like to see the landowners be more proactive and keep on a program where we keep this shit sprayed. Where we spend some money on the front side, not so much on the back.
Where are you guys at on Sugar Creek?
It's still in progress. I do know that. There's one more landowner that it goes through that they have to get on board with that. And actually, I've gotta get with them and meet with them, then hopefully that'll keep us moving forward.
Guess what I'm trying to say is,
That one in Mud Creek too, I believe.
if this is the only, I'm just gonna give up and not work on it anymore if it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I completely understand.
Well, until you did yours, there was nothing ever done with that section. Louis Strasburger always took care of his. Bob Suter took care of his portion of it. But all the years I lived out there at the Anstep farm, I mean, Pinky wouldn't do anything with, it was always grown up till you come in there and cut everything out. Did you accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept the past minutes.
Second that. Yeah, I know that's been a long-standing long-standing deal. And I'm working with Brian on it, cause Brian had started that whole deal and,
I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I'm stuck, I'm stuck, but why keep spending money in the future if I'm,
Yeah, I understand that. The only thing is it's better not to have them in there just because when they end up coming out into our field too. So you are benefiting from your work on that at least, so you don't have to put a tree in your combine, which it does. But we're hoping though that we're gonna get to the point, by getting all the maintenance funds going and everything again, that then you don't have to do it anymore. We're already set up and it's clean.
is Sugar Creek, since that's a major creek, is there a Corps of Engineers or anybody?
that's, well, part of that is under the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, they would,
It's broke up though, isn't it, the way I understand, there's certain sections of it.
DNR, Corps of Engineers, and
Yeah.
IDM, and, but I think Randy's already worked on, clarification or,
How does Randy bill us? For like on this project, is it a bid thing or?
no, he billed, flat fee.
And so like he was talking at the last meeting to the landowners and stuff like that about, I'll be out here, I'll be watching the contractor and meeting with him and doing all that. When he's doing that, he's on the clock, right? Should we really be paying him to do stuff like that? I mean, that's something that you can, I don't know how much.
Well, he won't be out there all the time.
I'm just saying, I don't wanna pay for something we don't need to be paying for.
Yeah.
And it seems like he grabbed the reins and he takes off pretty.
Well, all he really needs to be doing is
Just this.
when we do the bid and he has a meeting with whoever the contractor is, they have an understanding of this, what needs to be done.
Right. Yeah, I agree. That's what I would like to see. And if we need him, we need him. I just don't want him sending $50,000 bills all the time for.
Yeah.
On the surveyor's post, we talked about that a while back, the markers around the county. Is that, which I looked through the emails and stuff like that, is that $50,000 a year, or how much have we paid him to do that? I mean, and should it cost several $100,000 to know where those markers are at?
Well, some of them that were previously done were not done correctly. I mean, and a lot of them were done when they put, the windmills through, Well, the guy that did them, he was off like, I don't know how many hundreds of feet. He was going off of, the wrong benchmarks or something, but anyway, I always just give him $50,000 to do as many as he could, is what it amounted to.
And we've paid him that several times, is that correct?
Yeah, well, he always got a township done for that much.
He also added the cornerstones, so like the middle of the section on each, does that make sense? So like normally it's the corners of them,
Okay.
but some areas have them in between also. The cornerstones.
So when somebody buys a farm though, and they're paying for the survey to be done, can all that stuff be done? Would that be part of the survey?
No, that's what they base it on. That's their starting point.
So he's giving starting points.
Yeah.
I know we've had, I'm trying to think if it's like the state highway that has sent us some. Every once in a while we'll get some from somebody, but I don't know if just a regular surveyor can put those in, I don't know.
Alright, well,
And a lot
Maybe, I
of
don't
them, were tore out, you know, they'd been tore out and he had to reestablish them. I mean, he just uses I don't know, some kind of marker below ground.
Sometimes we get them from, if someone's surveying or something, but I don't think they just put them in because they're missing. If they're out there doing a job, like every once in a while we'll get them, but.
no, it just seemed like a lot of money, so. I mean, I understand the accuracy, the need for accuracy, but. As far as Norb, I guess getting back to you, like I said, I understand your side of it. I would, if I was sitting in that chair, I'd argue just the same way you are, but as far as the county goes, I think it would just open up a huge can of worms for us from other people coming in and saying, well, I don't even want to pay for the ditch, and then that puts it all on you. Or that, where the ditch cuts through.
Well, I understand the other, I just don't see right. All it does is increase the dollars per acre on the people.
That took care of it, yeah. But see, what I'm saying is the guys that don't even have the ditch, they can make the same complaint. And then pull their acres out, and then all of a sudden you're down, instead of 4,400 acres, now we're down to, maybe 600 acres or something like that, that have to pay to have the whole ditch dipped out. Then, everything's back on them. So we just take a blanket approach, and if it's in the watershed, then which thankfully you guys were able to double the watershed, and spread it out. But
Have you got people bidding on it?
we will have, and that's the other hope, is that we'll get a much more competitive bid than the 800. That's what happened on the last one. It was almost half, or was half, I think.
It's half.
But, we won't know that until we put them out for bid, which we're hoping to have that out in November?
Yeah, November 4th is the bid meeting. Already sent letters out.
You better treat them nice, Dave.
Well, they've been good to us previously. I mean, the bids have always come in lower than expected. Like they said, the last one came in about half of what it was expected, so.
That would be a lot better. That's a lot of money to do, but I guess that's a pretty nasty ditch.
There's some pretty big trees and some of that.
It's a good thing there aren't any eagles nesting in any of them, or would be.
Well, that's the other thing, they have the, brown bat or whatever, they can't even do anything until they're gone.
Who in the hell figures that out?
The state,
Oh, shit.
DNR.
Somebody, a little car that goes out there and sits and watches with binoculars. Yeah. I never realized that was a big thing until they put the wind farms in. I'd start noticing a vehicle at certain times of year just sit there with binoculars. I'm like, what are you doing? Most people just take pictures and go on. That's what it was for, the migration of the bats and the birds and.
Well, is that all the business we have? I'll
Yep.
make a motion to close the meeting.
Second that.
Sorry, Nort.
Yeah.
It's really Dave's fault. I was behind you, now that we're off.
I'll take
And he's okay with blaming Dave. That's awesome.
We'll see.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, Avery.
Take care, guys.
Yep.
Great job.
And you'll get Letitia on what she needs done, right?
Yep,
Okay.
we've discussed
I
it.
overheard you say you couldn't find anything back on that other one, so.
Yep, I'll put a rough draft together for her review,
Okay.
amend it where it needs it, so.
Okay,
Alright, thank you, John.
thanks, sir.
that
Wanna
one.
go build a building?
Good little building, well, you know,